So, your car looks super from a distance, but up close? Let's touch up those stone chips and scratches in 4 simple steps. Here's what you'll need. First of all, the safety essentials, gloves and safety glasses. Then some basic equipment, some 800, 1500 and 2000 grit sandpaper, a small file, small paintbrushes, wax and grease remover, rags, rust converter, cutting compound, a buffing pad, a spray bottle and microfiber towels. And touch-up paint. You won't get far without that. Find your vehicle's paint code, usually printed on the build plate under the bonnet or inside the door. With this paint code, any Supercheap auto store can mix touch-up paint to match your car. Here we've got our first chip, and it's an old one. Step 1 is to eliminate the rust. Of course, if your damage is fresh and rust-free, you can skip straight to step 2. Everyone else, grab that small file and the 800 grit sandpaper and remove all of the rust you can. Wrapping some sandpaper around a small scrap of wood will make this much easier. When you've removed as much rust as possible, apply rust converter to target every last bit. Once that's worked its magic, you can move on to step 2, preparing the area. If you're just after a quick touch-up to guard against rust, you can clean the area with a cloth soaked in wax and grease remover, then move on to step 3. But if a near-perfect repair is your goal, follow on. Cut a thin strip of 1500 grit sandpaper. Wrap it around a small, firm object and gently sand the centre and edges of the damage. This smooths microscopic rough edges which would otherwise show through later on. If you use the 800 grit paper or file in step 1, take care to sand smooth any scratches left by these. Now you can wipe the area thoroughly with a cloth soaked in wax and grease remover and move on to step 3, applying touch-up paint. Give that touch-up bottle a good shake. Around a minute should do the trick. Now, carefully work the paint into every part of the damage and don't go too thick. Instead, apply multiple thin coats with a 15-minute dry time between each, building the paint up until it's level with or even a little higher than the surrounding paint. Now the damage is protected and much less obvious. That may be enough to make you happy, but if you're chasing perfection, you'll need to wait 48 hours. When you return, it's time for step 4, sanding and buffing. Grab your spray bottle and fill it with clean water. You'll use this for lubrication while sanding. First, you must sand the touch-up to the same level as the original paint. Use some 800 grit sandpaper lubricated with water to knock it back first, but try not to touch the surrounding paint. Then move on to the 1500 grit. Your touch-up paint should be quite smooth by now, so work your way through the 1500 and 2000 grit sandpaper each time, expanding the sanding area a little more than the last. By now, you should barely see the repair. Now let's buff it to a perfect shine. A dab of cutting compound on a foam applicator will have that shine restored in a couple of minutes. Keep at it with medium pressure and wipe away the residue with a microfiber cloth. Now that is super up close and from a distance. Find detailed instructions and more ways to help you make it super with Supercheap Auto's Super DIYs. Make it super at Supercheap Auto.